It's Monday, July 17th, 2023, and I've got 3 free best bets for you. Let's go. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day. Hopefully you had a great All-Star break. We took the week off last week, All-Star break in the MLB, so just to take some time off, relax, and truthfully, this is really the only break we really get for the majority of the year because this is the only time when we really don't have any other sports on. I mean, we bet Wimbledon a little bit, we bet some WNBA, but really with college football right around the corner, NFL is almost about to be here, there's really no other time to catch a break. So hopefully you guys were able to take some time to decompress, enjoy some time off, and let's dive right back into it because there's some more money to be made and I'm excited to get back to it. In our last video that we did on July the 7th, we did finish off the week a little bit weak. We were 1-2 on the day. We did cash on the Jays Tigers over 9 runs in that matchup, but we did lose on the 2-team hit parlay. Kyle Tucker and Lane Thomas did not get 1 hit apiece, and we did lose on the Reds' first 5-run line, as that's kind of the first game that we saw Andrew Abbott really show his rookie side there. 1-2 on the day, still not too bad. You can see our year-to-date record right here. Still in July, we're killing it. 9-3 on the month so far, so hopefully we can keep that momentum going today. And as always, I'd greatly appreciate it if you give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm. We're getting more and more subscribers. We're almost at 50, so if you can please subscribe to the channel if you're not doing so, I'd greatly appreciate it. We've got more and more best bet videos coming for you every weekday, and I'm also starting to drop educational DYF bets videos as well, where I'm trying to teach you how to become a better bettor. So you can check out our video that we dropped the last Friday right here. You can click on this video right here so that way you guys can check that one out, as I give you guys a little bit of my insights and my tips on what I use when I'm researching baseball, especially if you're a beginner and you have not really bet this sport in the past. This should really be able to help you out. So let's dive into our first best bet. For my first best bet of the day, I'm going with a team total. I'm taking the Angels over 4.5 runs. The best odds I've seen is about -105, and it's pretty consensus across the boards there, so nothing too crazy. And the Angels have come out on the All-Star break on fire. Well, their offense has. Not necessarily their overall team, but their offense has. Even though they lost 2 of their last 3 games to the Astros at home, let's look at the scores from that series. In Game 1 of that matchup, their final score was 7-5 and a loss there. In Game 2, they did win 13-12, and then in Game 3 they lost last night. They gave up 4 runs in the top of the 9th to lose that game 9-8. So you can see there's a lot of high scoring games that they played in their first series back from the All-Star break. That's 26 runs in 3 games. That's about 8.5 runs per game. That's pretty crazy, especially in the majors. And when you keep in mind that they're doing that all without Mike Trout as well, that's pretty impressive actually when you really think about it. Obviously Ohtani has contributed a lot to that. Overall, it's been a great team effort by the Angels, and now that we see the Yankees coming into town, I like them in this position. The Yankees dropped 2 of their last 3 games at Coors Field against the Rockies, and they gave up at least 6 runs in each of those games as well. And to make matters worse, they're sending Luis Severino to the mound, and he's been god-awful in his last 2 starts. Hopefully the All-Star break maybe helped him out a little bit, but he gave up 7 runs in 2 2/3 innings against the Orioles in his last start at home, and then his previous start before that, he was at St. Louis against the Cardinals, and he gave up 9 runs in 4 innings in that matchup. So you can see that he's given up a ton of runs, a ton of home runs, a lot of sharp contact. You hate to see that. And to make matters worse, he's been just as bad on the road as he's been over the last few starts. He's a 9.27 ERA. That's right, 9.27 ERA on the road, and he has an opponent batting average of 360 on the road. So opponents are really getting to Severino on the road. You hate to see that, especially when you now look at the Angels, who are top 5 in slugging percentage in the majors and also top 10 in batting average. I just think this is a tough spot for the Yankees, who are coming off that Coors Field matchup against the Rockies. Now they have to travel to Los Angeles, no break. Angels get to stay at home, and I think the Angels should win this game outright, but I really don't trust their pitching staff, as obviously as we can see over the last few days, they give up a ton of runs, and that's tough. When you're giving up 8, 9, 12 runs, you're asking a lot of your offense to help you, so I really don't trust the pitching staff here. That's the only only thing that's keeping me off of taking the Angels on the money line, but I think they should be able to score over 4.5 runs, just the type of form that they've been in. So give me the Angels over 4.5 runs is my first best bet of the day. My second best bet of the day, we'll keep it a little smooth and light, and we're going to a nerfy on this one, and I'm taking the Twins and Mariners nerfy, minus 135 of the odds on Bovada. As always, make sure you're shopping around. And we've got Sonny Gray on the mound versus Logan Gilbert in this one, and Sonny Gray has been an absolute cash cow, a DYF bets all-star when it comes down to the nerfies this year. 16-2 on nerfies this past year. He's been really clutch, including hitting his last 3 in a row, so you love to see it. Now, Logan Gilbert on the other side has not been as strong on nerfies. This is the first time actually that I think I'm putting out a pitcher who's under 500 in nerfies this year, but I really like this matchup for him. He's 8-10 on nerfies, but he has hit his last 2 in a row, so he's kind of trending in the right direction. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the fact that he does give up runs in the first inning, and he's not over 500 in the nerfy department, but both teams are over 70% in terms of nerfy success rates. They're both not high scoring offenses in the first inning, and we see a low total in this matchup for pretty good reason at 7.5 runs. We know T-Mobile Park is one or more of the pitcher friendly parks in the majors, so because of that, I think Logan Gilbert should be able to give us 3 outs, and we need Sonny Gray to add on to that. So let's get 6 quick outs here. Let's sweat it. Sonny Gray, Logan Gilbert, Twins and Mariners, nerfy, minus 135 as my second best bet of the day. For my third and final best bet of the day, you guys will know I'm going with a 2-leg prop parlay, a hitter parlay. Those things have been cash money for us. We lost our first one in our last video, but listen, we're going to keep that momentum going today, as I think we're about like 10-2 on these hitter parlays, so we can't beat that. And I'm taking Justin Turner to get 1 hit and Mickey MONIAK to get 1 hit. The odds are not out just yet, just because the Red Sox line there, I think they might be switching pitchers. I see Nick Pivetta. I'm not 100% sure if he's going for them. So you just want to wait a few minutes just for them to secure down a starting pitcher so we can get the prop odds on that one. So you kind of just want to shop around a little bit, but overall I think you're going to get plus money value when you parlay these two, or just around like minus 110 or so. I wouldn't go any higher than that, because as always, when you're doing those 2-team steams, I always want to get pretty good value on them. And I think Justin Turner, even though we don't have the line, he's a sure hit. The Red Sox offense has been on fire as well coming out of the All-Star break. Justin Turner, he's a big contributor to that. He has a 12-game hit streak dating back before the All-Star break, and over his last 30 games, he's batting .359. So he's been in really great form. And if you also are into the HRRs, which is the hit, runs, and RBI line, you might want to take a look at that as well for him, as he's gotten over 1 RBI in 10 of his last 12 games. So you love to see that as well. And I think that he has a really good favorable pitching matchup as well, as the Red Sox are facing the Athletics, and they're sending Paul Blackburn to the mound, and he gives up a ton of contact. He's not a big strikeout guy, and he's averaging over 10 hits per 9 innings this year. So because of that, I think it's just a really favorable matchup for Justin Turner and the Red Sox. They should be able to get the win easily today. And Blackburn is known for giving up hits. If the Red Sox are going to get hits, you know Justin Turner is going to be a part of that action. So give me Justin Turner as the first leg of the parlay. And for the second leg of the parlay, we're going to take a guy who's been swinging the bat really well over the last month or so, and that's Mickey MONIAK. He's been batting .315 over the last 30 games, and he's currently on a 7-game hit streak himself. We love to see that. And then this is probably not the guy from the Angels offense that you know too much about. You hear a lot about Ohtani, you hear a lot about Renfroe, you hear a lot about Trout, you hear a lot about some of these other guys, but MONIAK is one of those guys in the outfield who's been silently doing his part, and he's been contributing in big ways. I love the form that he's been in that last series against the Astros. I mentioned earlier how much high-scoring offense there was in that series. He went 2 of the 3 games getting 3 or more hits. So you love to see that. So it's not just like 1 hit that he's getting. He's getting multiple hits in multiple games. So that kind of shows you his overall form. You heard me break down Luis Severino for the Yankees earlier. I have to fade him here. He's been absolutely awful. He's given up 12.23 hits per 9 innings, and in his last 2 starts against the Orioles and the Cardinals, he gave up a ton of runs, which means that he gave up a ton of hits as well. He gave up 10 hits to that matchup against the Orioles and 9 hits in that matchup against the Cardinals. So because of that, I think MONIAK should be able to get 1 hit in this matchup. Obviously, Ohtani's odds are going to be pretty high on this one as well, but I think we're going to get much better value on MONIAK. And then if you parlay that with Justin Turner, you should be able to get plus 100 value odds, or if not, around minus 105 or so. I think that's really good value for us to double our money, as these are 2 hitters who are currently on hit streaks in great form, and they're facing really favorable pitching matchups against guys who give up a lot of hits. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. I have missed you guys. Hopefully we can get back on the right track today and continue the momentum going in July, and hopefully you guys were able to enjoy the few days off. As always, I would love to hear some of the picks that you're taking, so if you could drop a comment below with your best bet of the day, and then as well, make sure you're clicking the link in the bio to join our free Telegram group where we're putting out our other picks of the day, and our community is growing. We're sharing picks, we're having conversations, we're talking about the sports that we like, the games, soccer, baseball, tennis. We're talking about it all as we're preparing for college football. So I can't wait to see the type of money that you make, and as always, dictate your fate. Let's get to that bag, and I can't wait to see you make some money. I'll see you tomorrow, and let's get after it. Later, guys.